The Day of Wrath, written by the High Sabbath Adventist Society, published on Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. On August 17th, 2026, we received a dream that emphasized a blood moon, and that someone who had previously died in the dream should then rise again like a phoenix from the ashes. A blood moon hearkens to Joel 2, which says,
"And it shall come to pass afterward, that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my Spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." Joel 2:28-31.
We are in the time of the outpouring of God's Spirit in the latter rain, described there as we have indicated in our Exodus video series. When will the great and terrible day of the Lord come? The Lord refers to Jehovah, the tetragrammaton YHWH, God the Father. It is the day of the Father's wrath, as one can read in very many Bible verses. Jesus gave the commission to his people to fill the cup double for Babylon. This double filling of the cup of wrath was completed on January 2nd, 2026, according to the great and marvelous sign. Now the question arises, when will the Father pour out his cup of wrath? Malachi says,
"Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse." Malachi 4:5-6.
Here, the day of the Lord is mentioned in connection with the work of the prophesied Elijah at the end of time. Whoever had ears to hear already knows exactly this Elijah, and those who are with him are also to fulfill this well-known prophecy and proclaim the day of wrath and the second coming of Jesus.
John came in the spirit and power of Elijah to proclaim the first advent of Jesus. I was pointed down to the last days, and saw that John represented those who should go forth in the spirit and power of Elijah to herald the day of wrath and the second advent of Jesus. From the book Early Writings, page 155.
The two videos of our Exodus series have unmistakably shown when the day of the first resurrection and the day of the rapture will be indicating the second advent of Jesus. One part of the prophecy is thus fulfilled. This article will fulfill the proclamation of the day of God's wrath. The time for Elijah's work on this earth for almost 30 years has ended. His task was to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the children to the fathers. Should he fail, then the great and terrible day of the Lord would come. From other Bible prophecies, we know that the wrath will come, and thus it has always been clear that the hearts of the fathers, that is, of the Jewish nation, will not convert to Christ. And the hearts of the Christians still look to fallen Israel, but simply do not want to accept the Sabbath truth. Elijah always tried to set all confusion and false doctrines in the right light, but virtually no one wanted to listen. Before the great and terrible day of the Lord, a total solar eclipse, and then a reddish-colored lunar eclipse, that is, a blood moon, must come between now and the beginning of that day. The criteria, according to Joel 2:31, are clear, and the sequence is rare. First, a total solar eclipse must take place, followed by a blood moon. There are only very few valid opportunities for the fulfillment of the prophecy calculating the possibilities of that sequence. The last total solar then lunar eclipse combination was on March 20th and April 4th, 2015. The next will be March 30th and April 14th, 2033. This year, the combination that is taking place right in these days the total solar eclipse of August 12, 2026, followed by the lunar eclipse on August 27th to 28th, 2026, in which the nearly total lunar eclipse will darken the moon within range to impart the blood-red color, which may be seen from the Ezekiel Temple in Paraguay. In fact, it is the conclusion of a blood moon tetrad that began in anticipation of the 71st Jubilee. 4 blood moons, each by God's global calendar, occur in the second possibility of the 5th month, Av, the month named after the Hebrew word for father, exactly as Malachi refers to. 2 of those blood moons occur during the Southern Hemisphere's 5th month, literally the month of the fathers, Av in March, and 2 blood moons in the Northern Hemisphere's month of the fathers in August/September. The last prophecy of the Old Testament points to this sign just before the day of the Father's wrath. Elijah could not turn the hearts one way or the other, neither in the Southern Hemisphere nor in the Northern. Therefore, the earth will be smitten with a curse. 3 times the Bible mentions the moon being turned to blood. In Joel, as quoted earlier, in Acts 2:17-18, where the same prophecy is quoted, and in the 6th seal in Revelation 6:12.
And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Revelation 6:12.
Yet several times the Bible also mentions the moon being simply darkened with other heavenly lights, rather than turned to blood before that decisive day.
Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Joel 3:14-15.
3 of the 4 moons of this blood moon tetrad are total lunar eclipses, like the 3 verses that speak of the moon being turned to blood, while the 4th is slightly less than total, still enough to get the red hue, but lest there be doubt, the Bible refers to this 4th one as a darkening. And so, the biblical specification is precisely met: a tetrad of 3 blood moons and a darkened moon following a solar eclipse. The work of Elijah ended with the astronomical new moon, and the first crescent, that is, the new month, began with the moon sighting for August 15th, 2026. In 2015, when the last solar then lunar total eclipse pair occurred, Elijah called for the Carmel Challenge because the second coming of Jesus was imminent within a year. But our sacrificial prayer from Revelation 7 in 2016 was heard, and more time for the sealing of the 144,000 was granted, so Jesus did not come. Now the next valid solar and lunar eclipse sequence is here, but this time there is no more request for postponement. The lack of response, the silence of the masses on Mount Carmel today, is the same as it was back then at the first Elijah Challenge on July 8th, 2015.
And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between 2 opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him, but if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. 1 Kings 18:21.
By the providence of God, on August 15th, 2026, Elijah posted the second Elijah Challenge in the Alnitak chat in German.
Why does this verse come to my mind? 1 Kings 18:21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between 2 opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word.
And again in 2026, no answer to his post. The time has run out, his work is finished. The last darkened moon of the blood moon tetrad will confirm it before the new civil year begins in the 7th month on Yom Kippur, Judgment Day. Yom Kippur falls on the 9th anniversary of the great sign of the woman on September 23rd, 2026, and that month, according to all the available indications, may be the moon month that fulfills the following verse.
They have dealt treacherously against the Lord, for they have begotten strange children. Now shall a month devour them with their portions. Hosea 5:7.
This points to the fire of God from heaven. That will answer all questions. Unfortunately for many, however, it is too late. Who will be able to stand? If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn more, don't hesitate to visit our website and join our Telegram chat. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss any of our latest updates.